Here again at 60 Center Street from the Jeffrey Deskovic Foundation for Justice. And moments ago here at 60 Center Street, we just wrapped up a press conference calling on Governor Cuomo to sign S-2412, which will create the country's first Commission on Prosecutorial Conduct. It will be right here in New York. I have with me over here Doreen Giuliano. So Doreen, the first thing I have to say is, what's up with this shirt? It says Free John Giuca. What's that all about? Who is John Giuca, and why are you wearing that shirt?
Well, my son is...
Please look at the camera.
Yes, my son was wrongfully convicted.
Of
Murder, and his case recently was reversed due to prosecutorial misconduct.
And that was reversed after how many years of imprisonment?
He spent 14 years of his life in prison, and he's suffering, and it's all due to the prosecutor's misconduct, very serious misconduct.
Okay, and in terms of positionally, where is the case at now? You mentioned that the conviction was overturned after 14 years. So is John is home right now? Where is he? What's going on with the case?
You know, as crazy as this is, Jeff, he's in Rikers Island, and the prosecutors put in a leave to appeal. They actually want to try to reinstate the conviction, knowing that the prosecutor committed very serious misconduct to get the conviction in the first place. And what's really disturbing is that not only did she commit serious misconduct, but she was promoted and she benefited from my son's conviction.
Okay, so is John released on bail?
No.
Why not?
I'm a bit baffled on that one. The judge did not give him bail. And John sits in Rikers Island suffering when he can be in the safety of his home. And he now stands as an innocent man, yet he's still incarcerated.
And since the time of the reversal on prosecutorial misconduct grounds, hasn't additional withheld information been released?
Yes. An abundance of misconduct has been released. So we are going to, of course, argue that before the New York State Court of Appeals.
Okay, but that's John's case, right? Why are you here? This is obviously not about John's case. This is about prosecutorial misconduct. Why are you even here?
I'm here because I urged the governor to sign the bill so we could prevent this from happening to hundreds of thousands of people.
And do you believe if this bill had been law that this would have deterred the prosecutors?
Oh, absolutely. If they were to be held accountable, they would not commit these crimes. They're crimes. They're taking lives.
So, Doreen, John is your mother, so really quickly, talk about the impact of wrongful conviction on the families of the wrongful conviction, right? You can get no more personal or family-related than a mother. Well, talk about the impact on you.
Well, this is very emotional for me. It destroyed my family. It separated my family emotionally, financially. It brought us to our knees, all because of the wrongful conviction and the misconduct of the prosecutor.
Now, the media, because of your actions, have dubbed you Mother Justice. What do they mean by that, and why? What did you do specifically to earn that title that they've given you?
Well, I had went undercover, and I found very serious juror misconduct. What I was looking to uncover was that my son did not receive a fair trial. So this was back in 2008, and we proved that he didn't receive a fair trial. It wasn't until years later did we find the very serious prosecutorial misconduct.
Right, but what was it that you found in terms of the juror misconduct?
Well, the juror believed that my son was Jewish, and he told me that he hated Jews. And in addition, he snuck on the jury purposely to convict the Jew, is what he told me. And he withheld information from the prosecutors and the defense, from the government and the defense. So it should have gotten thrown out many years ago and given John a fair trial, which did not happen.
So when you say you went undercover, so there's media reports, which I want you to confirm or deny, which say that you lost weight, you changed your hair color, you rented an apartment, you came up with another name. Is that all correct?
Yes, it is true. And this was I only did this because I knew if I approached the juror and asked him if he committed misconduct, he would not just openly admit it to the mother of the defendant. So I did change my identity. I did lose weight. I did, dye my hair and rent an apartment. And I grew close with him, and then he felt the need to brag to me about convicting my son, John Giuca.
Okay, so last question. All right, last question here. Okay, so we got one mother to another mother, a little bit of empathy going on right there. So last question. Discuss the Jeffrey Deskovic Foundation for Justice with respect to John Giuca's case. How, if at all, has the foundation been involved?
Well, thanks to you, Jeff. You're getting John's story out there. You are John's spokesperson, and when I'm not up for it, I am, of course, John's voice, but you step up and you become John's voice, and you're the biggest advocate for my son, so I thank you.
Well, thank you very much for going above and beyond the call of duty. As a mother, I can't imagine. And although the conviction was reversed on prosecutorial misconduct grounds and not the juror misconduct, which it should have been, but nonetheless, I think that it's pretty clear that the reason this case is in the position it is in today is in part because, large part, due to the media exposure that your undercover work brought. Would you agree with that assessment?
I do. But it's a shame, though, actually, because if people put in claims that they were wrongfully convicted, it should be reviewed. They shouldn't have to go to this length to get noticed and to get justice.
I agree with you very much. Well, listen, thank you very much for your time and your advocacy. Thank you for coming down here today.